It's time to sit back and check out the RCWR show with Lee Sanders. Get fun, in-depth coverage and analysis from the latest in professional wrestling in AEW, WWE, NWA, Impact Wrestling, or the world of entertainment. From hit TV shows to your favorite sports like the NBA or NFL. All things music, movies, and beyond, while trying to make sense of this crazy world we live in. All while keeping it honest, insightful, and interactive since 2011. And now your host, live from the nation's capital of Washington, D.C., Lee Sanders.
Hey, my pretty babies, what is going on for this September 30th, it is. I was going to say the 29th, but no, it is the 30th. September 30th of 2024. You guys are checking out an all-new Monday night edition of the RCWR show. Lee Sanders with you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, whether it's live or you'll be representing for on demand and on the downloads. Hardest working man in podcasting right now. My God, we don't put out 6 shows for 6 nights covering the Vince McMahon docu-series. We just wrapped it up earlier today. Shout out to those of you that were around or you had checked out the episode once it was made available for on demand. And now here we are a few hours later talking about Monday Night Raw and some other fun little tidbits of news. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Again, my thoughts, my prayers are definitely with those of you here in the United States that have been affected by Hurricane Helen, whatever the hell she wants to call herself. I just go hurricane. I know that thing has caused a lot of property damage. The amount of lives that's been lost continues to tally. And it's just heartbreaking what's going on right now. Look, as far as the lives that's been lost, those cannot be replaced. For those that have not suffered the loss of a loved one, and that includes our furry little friends, hopefully as far as financial relief comes to you as quickly as humanly possible. But then even at that, properties, the amount of properties that's been damaged, that's probably going to take a couple of years to rebuild. So all the people that are just displaced, especially going so close into the holiday season, I really hope everything goes up and up on the rebound for you guys in the most positive way humanly possible. But just know that definitely thinking about you guys wherever you are, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina. I'm definitely thinking about you guys. So if there's anything that maybe I can do to help as far as bringing awareness to something, or if you end up creating some type of a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter, let me know and I will do my best to not only promote it, but also spread that information to my friends in the podcasting community to see if they can lend their voices as well. All right. But we'll try to put a smile on your face, try to have you forget about some of those things that's going on right now. Fun little weekend I had. I can't really complain too much. You might be able to see it behind me. I'm not really sure because the mic flag and all that might be obscuring your view. But if you look behind me, there's always some fun little cool knickknacks. Actually, if you look just right where my finger is, sorry for our audio listeners, if you look right where my finger is pointing, we have a new addition to the man cave slash household here, the family. I've got this new plant that I've had now for, I would say, almost 72 hours. As part of my science class and everything. But at the same time, like, I'm rooting for this plant to be successful. So I call it Greenie, and I just went all out for Greenie. Greenie's got its nice little cool plant pot. It's got its indoor soil. It has its own little special UV light that I got off of Amazon. I'll share a picture with you guys. I already took it. I just got to post it online. When you are jump starting your day for tomorrow, going to work or school, just hop on social media and you'll see the pictures. And it's off to a fantastic start, I think. My wife was telling me, when you first brought the plan in, Barebone by itself, it was kind of looking a little weak there. Looked like it was kind of fainting a little bit there. I said, Yeah, yeah." She goes, "Yeah, now it's looking kind of perky." I'm like, "Now that you set it up," I said, "Yeah, it does, don't it?" So it's looking pretty good. I'm happy. You gotta forgive me. It's just I'm getting a little bit older. I'm finding certain things kind of cool. And since this is kind of cool, it's like, yeah, that's what it is. But I like the UV light. I was able to get this cool ass UV light for like $15. You can't beat that. That's enough gardening talk for now, because I know we're gonna lose so many people over it. But then again, I may surprise people. I may actually surprise people. Or, hey, Lee's in the garden a little bit. Hey, what's going on here? Look here. I'm so glad that WWE Raw, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm more excited about a fucking plant than I was about tonight's WWE Raw, because even though Raw tonight was highlighted by our last monster standing match, this was overall a lackluster episode. It really, really was. And I couldn't help but just, the first hour, I won't say it was a struggle, but it was challenging for me. How was it for you guys? It was challenging for me, at least, as far as my interest being there. And just to keep my mind stimulated and preoccupied and staying awake. Not only do I have Raw on, but I'm messing around on my tablet. I'm trying to finish up some homework assignments. That was really the only way I could do this, was multitasking, so that I could, try to stay awake for this show. Because I got to tell you, the first hour, yeah, and look, some interesting stuff. But after all that interesting stuff was done in that first hour, it was really a challenge. So I'm so happy that next Monday, going forward, I don't care how long it lasts. You can tell me it's going to be for a month. You can tell me it's just going to be till the end of the year. I don't care how long it's going to last, my pretty babies. Your man is excited that Raw is finally going back to 2 hours. And the fact that we're going to get that show from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Just think about that. Everybody, just think about that for a second. 2 hours. You're on the East Coast, 8 to 10. That means you can watch the news afterwards. You don't have to hold off on that shower until maybe, in the morning or whatever. Or, oh man, I'm going to take this shower, but then I take that shower. I know some of you guys, you take a shower and you stay up an extra hour because now you feel refreshed, rejuvenated. For some, it wakes you up. Others, you may feel it calms you down, it stimulates you, and you're ready to go to bed afterwards. Everybody's different. But the main important thing is you're going to have that bonus hour to do whatever the hell you want. Oh, that is just, that is heaven. That is heaven. I can, I'd love to hear you all experience and how you all been doing. But for me personally, especially with the current schedule that I have for this fall semester with college and all, and then on top of that, I'm trying to work. Like, I'm out there on the road busting my ass, and then trying to make sure that I somehow get in the amount of time I need to catch up on my studies, catch up with my dogs, spend time with my wife, and then balance the show and everything show related working on voiceover projects for different clients. Like, I'm not making excuses. I'm just stating facts. Like, I can't tell you. You tell me I'm going to be able to gain an extra hour. There's so much I can accomplish with that hour. And I know a lot of you guys are definitely jumping up and down going, yes, I'm right there with you, Lee. So we are in this together. This is a big ass win-win for the wrestling community as a whole. It is. But tonight was a nice bookend to the 3-hour format. May it last as long as humanly possible, man. Some interesting stuff had went down on tonight's show. We had the further continuation of Xavier Woods turning the wheels there for his heel turn. I liked how it went down tonight in his match against uh, Rey Mysterio, was it? By the way, I just want to check the audio levels real quick because I see that we had a little bit of drop just now. I don't know if it's a internet connection or what, but let me just pop my head and make sure that audio wise you guys are good. I see the visual, so that's great. Yeah, you guys got audio. Okay, you guys are good. That's all I needed to know. And while I'm here, let me remind you guys, I do have a poll up right now on youtube.com/the RCWR show. Go over to the post section, click on that bad boy, or you can hop on over to X, formerly known as Twitter, and you can cast your vote that way. Let me know what you had thought about tonight's WWE RAW. Poking my head over on X right now, I'm seeing a little bit of the early voting coming in. Okay, I see where you guys are. I'm seeing where you guys are. I'm not quite sure I'm right there with you all, but yeah, okay. Let's see what you guys are saying on YouTube. I like getting in this early vote tallying. Yeah, that's more accurate. Yeah, YouTube, you guys got it. You guys got it more accurate. I'm gonna give you guys that one. But I like seeing the continuation there of Xavier Woods' heel turn, the dirty tactic that he used at the end of that match, where he somehow was able to rip off the mask of Rey Mysterio, and it's just so funny every single time we've seen this happen over the years, where Ray's mask gets ripped off, and it's almost like, and we get it, the mask is sacred and all that, but no, it just comes off very Phantom of the Opera-ish, doesn't it? Every single time Rey Mysterio's mask is ripped off. No, you must stand back. Do not look at my hideous face. you know, it's just one of those. Excuse me. It's just one of those cases. Every time I see that go down, I just can't help but bust out in tears. And I was in tears with laughter seeing poor Ray. No, I loved it. I loved it. Decent little matchup. And look, this was the recurring theme for all the matches tonight, with the exception of the last Monster Standing. All the matches were so goddamn short. I mean, we're talking 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes. And most of that time got eaten up by commercial breaks when it was all said and done. So if you're keeping that in mind, you're literally going, wow, 3-hour show, and add up how much wrestling we really got. You're lucky if that bad boy hits. You're lucky if that bad boy hits 50 minutes. You're very lucky if it hits 50 minutes. Like seeing Xavier Woods catch up with Kofi Kingston afterwards. Kofi wanted to know, yay, man, you did that thing with the mask. Was that by accident? And Xavier's going, I did not anticipate that happening, dog. No, that was just a freak accident. But look, what else was I supposed to do? I had to take advantage. I mean, come on, what else was I supposed to do? So Kofi kind of, yeah, brother, I see what's going on. I feel you. I feel you. Well, look here, you're gonna be excited for what's about to happen next week. Cause man, I was talking with Jay Uso, and he gonna grant a shot at the IC championship. How about that? Yo, and we see this sucking of the teeth look on Xavier Woods. And Xavier's almost, you could tell that he was about to have him. How many of you guys fans of the Boondocks, the cartoon series there? Yeah, he literally was about to have a moment, it looked like. But then Kofi said, yo, this isn't my championship opportunity. No, 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 no. As much as I was honored by Jey Uso giving me a title shot, I convinced him that you should actually be the one to get a title shot. You should have that match. And he ultimately agreed. So next week is going to be you, Xavier Woods, taking on Jey Uso for the IC title. So Xavier liked that. That was music to his ears and everything. Of course, the way Xavier wanted to repay that, pay it forward and everything, was to have Kofi's back in his match later on in the night against who was he taking on? I think he was taking on somebody from the Authors of Pain, wasn't it? Let me look in my show notes real quick here. I remember how the match. Actually, no. It wasn't the Authors of Pain, but I do. Yeah, Authors of Pain. That was Awesome Truth. We'll come back to that in a little bit. Kofi tonight had a match against Chad Gable, and I love seeing the fans chant "You suck" to Chad Gable and crew, to American Made. I'm literally rocking back in my chair, seeing this play out, and I'm literally pointing at the TV going, they're chanting, "You suck." I'm going, oh man, he's got the full Kurt Angle effect now. This is just so, it just, man, is it just me, or does it seem like as time progresses, Chad Gable is looking more and more and more, just visually, just look at the face and everything. He's looking more and more and more like Kurt Angle. Oh my God. I think it's only a matter of time, really. I do, before Kurt Angle pops up, and that should be that should be really entertaining. As far as matches of the night goes, I would say, and shout out to my guys that haven't watched Raw yet, and you got it on the DVR. You're gonna watch it next day on demand. Chad Gable, Kofi Kingston, definitely one of my favorite matches of the night. The last Monster Standing match was pretty solid as well. Final moments of Chad Gable taking on Kofi Kingston. Xavier called himself trying to be a good sport there, trying to be a good teammate for his partner there, and was trying to trip the boot of Chad Gable. He did successfully trip him up, but the timing of it was really, really bad, because at the time when Xavier tripped Chad, Kofi was trying to go for Trouble in Paradise. And because of what Xavier did outside the ring, that made poor Kofi Kingston pretty much fall on his face, disoriented. Chad Gable's looking back at Xavier like, dude, what the hell are you doing? I got to pull a Joey Swole. You need to mind your business. And next thing you know, German suplex won't, that pretty much, or the chaos theory as they're calling it, 1, 2, 3, that pretty much was over and done with. We did not get a chance to follow up afterwards on Xavier and Kofi, but that pretty much is going to get all chalked up to just a misunderstanding. I think what's going to be the real thing, the real key that we need to be looking forward to with next week's show is when Xavier Woods loses. Try saying that 10 times fast. Xavier Woods loses. Now just let it roll off your tongue real quick, and now try to see if you can say it 10 times. That one is a tongue twister. When Xavier loses, because I just have this feeling, this weird Spidey sense feeling, that Kofi's going to be by his side and everything. He's going to be rooting him on at ringside, watching everything play out. I just have this weird vibe that Xavier may slug Kofi right there on the spot, or he is just going to be a bitter bitch. I just see something going down. I don't know if that might be the breaking point, but if it is, okay, I'm down with it. We'll see how it plays out. But I definitely got a good continuation there of Jaded bitch Xavier Woods. That's what I'm calling the whole gimmick. Jaded bitch Xavier Woods. I'll come up with something better. No, I'm liking it though. Seriously, I'm liking what's going on with Xavier Woods. Speaking of turns, we alluded to it just a tiny little bit when we mentioned it, but Awesome Truth taking on the authors of Pain, Our Truth, in true truth-like fashion. His whole slapstick routine, he talking to Miz, letting them know they got a match against AI. And poor Miz, he's like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? Like, who the hell is AI? I'm hearing that myself. I'm going, damn, they're going to get ready to face Allen Iverson? Like, what are we doing here? It turns out it was the authors of Pain. Miz wasn't exactly a fan of that, but he quickly tried to get back on the rebound. Yeah. Kumbaya. Let's go out there. Let's do it. Counted the most. Time for that hot tag. Miz showing his true colors, turning on our truth. Sucker attack just from out of nowhere. Great heat. Great heat. Crowd ate that up. Great job tonight. Right there in the palm of their hands. Great job. AOP picking up the scraps. Boom. Over and done with. Now, is our truth going to pop up, find Miz backstage next week and say something along the lines of, hey, dog, I'm sorry for what happened. I know why you did what you did. And, rightfully so, I deserved it. I got you a little something to say. I'm sorry because I know I messed up big time. I could just see him going, happy belated birthday, bruh. And I could just hear Miz go, my birthday is in February. Like I can see him saying some weird, crazy ass line like that. And our truth just going, my bad. But I don't think it's going to go in that direction. Is it? I got to poll you guys. Is it going to go in that direction? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's going to go in that direction, but we'll see. This feels like one of those moments, and you see exactly where it's going. You see where Miz is going to go promo wise and everything. Look, Miz for me has always worked best as a heel. He has just done it so well, so damn well. I think the whole babyface run, it honestly ran its course. If anything, I'm surprised that it went this long. I was expecting a turn to happen a couple of months ago, to be perfectly honest. Definitely for sure. Right after Awesome Truth lost the tag titles, I was expecting for it all to go down right then and there. And we just kept steamrolling on. So we're at where we're at right now. Let's see how this plays out. I'm very curious to see where exactly the Miz goes from here. And now that Triple H Paul Levesque pretty much has the full reins, I'm most curious to see what exactly the next 6, 7 months is going to be looking like for the Miz. I'm not looking at him being a number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm not looking at anything like that. I just mean creatively, because it's just one of those things where you go, man, we've seen so much with The Miz. And yeah, he's a great utility player. You can plug him in wherever you need him, be it in a match, media obligations, game shows, whatever. Just in general, he is a great plug and play guy. But if we've seen that a Shelton Benjamin can't be shown the door, I mean, just really stop and think about that for a second. If of all people, Shelton Benjamin can be shown the door, and ultimately what you have to say to yourself is, well, this talent obviously got to a point where contract wise, and look at Bobby Lashley as well, look at those respected contracts. It's okay. Yeah. You're up there in age, you got the great look and everything, but if we were to continue to try to hold on to you, that contract is going to continue to blossom and blossom and blossom. I can't help but wonder when do we get to that point with the Miz where we go, hey, look, when it's all said and done, this is what we see happening for you by continuing on here in the company in the next couple of years. And we want to try to restructure your deal just a tiny little bit here, whether that means they want to take off 20% or 30%. Is Miz going to play ball with them? Or is he going to be like, yeah, nah, you can miss me with that? And ultimately, we see Miz test the waters elsewhere. I got to be honest with you. I am continuing to see Miz be a WWE lifer. I know that's probably going to surprise a lot of people. I don't see him going anywhere else, to the point that if WWE comes to him and goes, yo, we got to take 20% off, or we got to restructure your deal, we got to decrease what you're getting by 30%. I see him going, okay, well, it's all good. It's whatever. It's like, given what's happening now, where we're at with the company and everything, I can easily make up for that, especially with the downtime that I have now that you guys are reducing in events and everything. I can make that up by hopping on Twitch, or I could go do this endeavor with you all's blessing. I can see him pulling something like that. So, although some people maybe quietly, and there are people out there that's like this, there's people that's going to be rooting for you. Yeah, I want the Miz gone, and I want that person gone too. And I think he's going to be one of those few people that, yeah, go ahead, 20, 30%. Yeah, whatever. It's all good. I'll make it up doing this over here. Watch what I'm saying. Watch. You heard it here first. That's where we're going with that. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, nice face off before they collide at their match in, what's that? Bad Blood. Bad Blood's going to be going down this weekend, October 5th. And yes, we will be doing a post show covering that bad boy. Did I read the time right for that event, by the way? I saw something about 4 p.m. Eastern. Let me just go real quick here. Yeah, so apparently that's going to be Saturday, October 5th. Oh, so you know what? Maybe 4 p.m. is their little kickoff thing. Maybe that's what they were mentioning, because I'm looking at the graphic for it now. Saturday, October 5th at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. I am looking forward to checking that out. I got to tell you, now that I am, uh, see, the only thing with that, as far as Bad Blood goes, I got to make sure that I'm able to get in my nap, because but early Saturday mornings I have to get up for one of my classes, and that class is a long one. We're typically there usually for a little over 4 hours. So I usually don't get out until 2 o'clock. So I'm hoping that I can, as long as I can get in my nap, I will feel very well rested and all that good stuff. Because usually the night before, some of you guys know that, come hang out with me over on the Full One Mania site when we're talking AEW Rampage. To go from, okay, I'm done with Rampage, now I'm trying to unwind. It doesn't come to me naturally, to the point I'm back on my melatonin again. It sucks because I was doing so good without it for so many months. But anyway, I'm usually dragging Saturday morning because of the class and because of what happened the night before. It's always the same thing. So I'm counting on that nap so I can be very refreshed, and hopefully I can check out that pre-show kickoff and everything. But CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, having some final words. Loved hearing. Now, I got a bone of contention to have here with CM Punk. Let me count the ways. So, Punk, I love the fact that he is back to that. Okay, let's get serious here. Cause Drew, I fucking hate you. I hate your guts. I mean, that literally, right? I love that CM Punk. That's been missing from this rivalry for a while now. Let's be honest. And the nice exchanges, the back and forth that's been happening these past couple of weeks, no issues with it whatsoever. Even with what they did tonight, hearing CM Punk say, I haven't been home in over 4 weeks because I don't want my wife to see me in the current state that I'm in right now. Right. I get that. Like, I love that. I ate that up. Good stuff. By the way, CM Punk was wearing all white. Did anybody else think he was going to be bleeding tonight? I mean, usually when you see one of your favorites wearing all white, you go, oh, somebody oozing tonight. Somebody's turning crimson. And it didn't happen. So that was kind of a nice little psychological mind little fucker there. I liked it. I liked it. Nice touch, all things considered. But I gotta push back a little bit. So we're supposed to be all into this feud and everything, right? Riddle me this. Why is CM Punk showing up to work with his dog Larry? Y'all know I'm a dog lover. I got 3 dogs. I got 3 furry little daughters running around. Love my dogs. Rest in peace, Maggie. Still miss that little Pekingese cutie to this day. She used to love nachos. Nachos with chili and cheese. Oh my god. Anytime I used to go to 7-Eleven and I get me some nachos or whatever. Even if she wasn't feeling that good, she used to always she smelled it. She knew it when she smelled it. Oh, she would always love to come around for some nachos and chili cheese. I'm seeing this video slash photo of CM Punk with Larry. And Larry is in its own little baby basket, little doggy basket, and he's pushing it around. Remember, there's like this one picture of Triple H, biggest smile on his face, looking on and everything. And I'm going, yeah, cue up the Patrick Stewart, Jean-Luc Picard meme. What the fuck is this shit? Kudos to Drew McIntyre looking at that going, yeah, we gotta somehow make sure we loop this back into the story arc here. And I love the jabs that he was taking off and on the past couple of days with that content that was floating around and everything. But I'm going, nah, man, we're knee deep into this whole little rivalry thing. Like, no, fuck the dogs right now. Like, if you want to say, your wife and all, that's cool. But like, no, don't be like, come on, man. Come on, no. Some people may say, "Nah, Lee, I was cool with it. It didn't bother me one little bit." No, my whole thing is, if you're selling this whole "I'm evil again, god damn it, I'm mean, I hate you, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna make sure that when we have our little Hell in a Cell match, I'm putting your ass in a body bag," and then a couple of days leading to that match, I'm seeing you walking around with your dog in a baby carriage. I'm fucking going, hey, look, I'm a CM Punk fan, so I don't want people going, oh, this guy. Like, no, I'm a CM Punk fan. But it's like, dude, come on. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm trying to think about some other stuff that happened on tonight's Raw here. Again, pretty uneventful for the most part when you get past some of the main points of interest that I've highlighted so far. I know Zoey Stark was in a match against Lyra Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria been pretty inconsistent on television these past several weeks. See her again. It's hey, okay, and she's running around solo here. Okay, cool. And we've got the Pure Fusion collective, whatever the fuck they want to call themselves. Crowd could give 2 shits not. 2 factors here. Actually, 3 factors. Where do I begin with this? 1, crowd could care less about Lyra Valkyria. 2, crowd could care 2 shits not about Zoey Stark. 3, when Candice Carter and Caden Carter and Katana Chance. There we go. I got it that time. When they came out towards the end to save Lyra Valkyria, the crowd could care 2 shits not. This whole thing is just dead, 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 dead on arrival. mercy. And now apparently Caden Carter is rocking a Phantom of the Opera mask now. I mean, what's going on here? Like, is Cody Rhodes just walking around, you know, bless me, Father, for I have sinned. Ah, yes, yes. Go with the mask, my child. Go with the mask. Be blessed with the mask. I'm sorry, Katana Chance. Katana Chance is now pushing the mask. You know, from Cody Rhodes to, JC Jane and somebody else had a mask briefly there in NXT. I kind of feel as though after JC Jane, somebody else in NXT might have, but I'm probably thinking about it wrong. But now we've got Katana Chance pushing the mask. It's just, what is it with this whole cute women wearing a mask thing? What's going on with that? Why are we hiding their faces here? What's anyway, dead on the rock. Did not care about this. Can we get just when I thought we had Lyra Valkyria as far removed from Caden Carter and Katana Chance into the flood again? Same old trip it was back then. A big mistake. A very big mistake there with Lyra Valkyria. We got to do something else with this woman. Like, seriously. Speaking of women, my first time tonight seeing the official SummerSlam. Was it SummerSlam? Yeah, 2 nights SummerSlam next year, Jersey. My girl Cardi B. Oh, dudes, I love me some Cardi B. Man, she is killer on the mic. I love her. If I had to choose between Ice Spice and Cardi B, Cardi B got bars. Cardi B's lyrics got more depth. What really makes Ice Spice really click, I think, is she got good beats. She got good beats. She has the right type of, there's only a handful of her songs that I like. Only a small handful of her songs that I like. But the beats is really where she fucking kicks ass. I personally feel, but man, Cardi B, oh, hands down, hands down. That's gonna be lit. I was telling my wife earlier when we was watching the SummerSlam spot. I said, "Yo, we gotta try to see if we can go to that, like, Jersey." It's like, and we've been to Jersey many times since we've been together, but we've never been to the Jersey area for a wrestling event. So, man, to be able to do something like that, even if it's maybe some nosebleed seats, or we at least at minimum take advantage of WWE access, SummerSlam access weekend. Oh, that'd be freaking heaven. That'd be freaking heaven. Some other stuff from tonight's Raw. Just going with the flow here. LWO taking on Judgment Day. Timing of this match was way off. Commercials messing it up. This, wasn't nothing special to see right here. Just a big old yawn. Seriously, I appreciate Dom Mysterio and Liv Morgan. I know at this point they pretty much, because honestly, you take them away, and the rest of those guys, sadly, and I'm a big Carlito fan. Big Carlito fan. I ain't feeling what they've been doing with him as of late. Just when it seemed like Carlito was finally starting to find himself, his groove, and everything in the Judgment Day stable, it's like, oh shit, no. The attention is supposed to be, and now he's cold again. And now you're kind of going, what the fuck is the point of him being in this? But man, you take away Liv and Dom, and there's nothing there. There is absolutely nothing there. So you try to tolerate this, for them and everything, but ah, Finn Balor sending a message to Priest that he doesn't have a heart, and a Judgment Day never needed Priest. So pretty much we're getting the whole rinse, repeat, Benny Hill stuff that we've been seeing the past couple of weeks, where Judgment Day essentially baits either Rhea and or Damien. Oh, got you this time. And you just would think by now, Damien and or Rhea would go, okay, look, we know that they're going to have the numbers game and everything. So what can we do to make sure that we've got the numbers and strength on our side? What can we do here? And like, I don't know anybody that goes into a fight against multiple people and they don't bring a weapon. I gotta say, I'm quite amazed that all these weeks and we've yet to see them pop up, with a little weapon or whatever. If I missed a weapon tonight, let me know. I know at one point I got up, helped myself to a nice, tall, refreshing beverage. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I missed something tonight, but for a brief little time I was away, sure as hell didn't seem like I missed anything. Other than that, Gunther talking trash yet again as far as why he's a champ, why Sami Zayn ain't going to get a crack at that title. This prompted Sami Zayn to come out. At this point, Sami Zayn is looking very annoyed. He is looking very perturbed as he says, Gunther, let's be honest here. We know why you're not going to put the title on the line. Let's just get it out in the open and everything. And basically, Gunther's like, nah, you got it all wrong. Like, what it is, you ain't on my level, right? Like, you're not on my level. Sammy counters right back, dude. I've pinned you before. Like, no. I still got your number. Like, come on, whether you want to admit it or not, like, that's on you. But I've pinned you before. Like, what the hell? You're afraid. You're afraid that lightning is going to strike again, and I'm going to shock you in the entire world. Like, that's why you're not going to give me this rematch. Gunther, on the other hand, is going, no, not the case at all. I'm not scared of you. All those cool things that you did leading up to winning the IC title and all that, yeah, cool. Yeah, but nah, nah. Well, I'm afraid what I'm going to do to you. That's really the truth, right? I loved all that dialogue, all that back and forth. But then there was a line that Sammy had threw in there where he evoked Gunther's father. And let me see if I got that in my notes here, because that actually was a really damn good thing that I had saw. Let me see. Bear with me. His family seeing I don't know. No, that wasn't it. He mentioned something about his dad. Yeah, I got it right here. Is that all because his dad made him feel like a loser growing up? Now he's showing his dad that his son is also a coward. That was the line. And Gunther attacked on that note. Gunther saying, you got your damn rematch. So that's all it took. You just can't help but wonder if Gunther got baited there. Can't help but wonder that. Other than that, last man standing match between Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman. I actually enjoyed that. Literally, my guys, we were here last week. Don't believe me? Go back, check out last week's show. And I said at some point, man, I thought when we saw those guys on the top of the turnbuckle and whoever was getting ready to try to do a super avalanche, I thought for sure that super avalanche back body drop, I thought for sure the ring was going to collapse. And then I said, I wonder if that is still going to be on the cards. Wonder if they're still going to entertain that. Yeah, we got it here in this one, didn't we? We got it here in this one. And then some and everything. Who won that, by the way? Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman winning that, but getting a assist from a returning Seth Rollins. We had not seen Seth Rollins in about 2 months. He pretty much hopped into the ring, did the curb stomp on Reed's head. Braun managed to get up to beat the 10 count, was able to pick up the win that way. I actually missed Seth Rollins. No, boy. I legit missed him. I'm knocking on wood for the guy. I'm hoping that he's okay, that he is not rushing here and he's physically well rested. He's ready to go. I'm assuming because we saw him tonight, he's definitely ready to go. What does this mean for Bad Blood, who knows? We'll have to see how it pans out. But if I were a betting man, just kind of taking a wild guess, no Seth Rollins or Bronson Reed at Bad Blood. I don't see that happening. I think what's going to happen over the course of the next couple of weeks, Rollins is going to be cutting promos and everything, and we pretty much are going to be riding into the next pay-per-view where we'll see these two men collide. That's my honest 2 cents from a distance. But this was a fun last man standing match. A lot of cool spots and everything. I'm not always a fan of seeing the ring just explode like it did tonight, but when you have the two right people, and it's definitely a rarity when you do this, like you basically are going for a once every 3 to 5 years. Okay, nice. I can tolerate that and everything. So it added having Seth Rollins return at this main event was good. It was a nice, good, strong way to close out what was honestly overall a very lackluster edition of Raw. Like for me, I felt it passed, but it was a below average show. I think many people would definitely agree with that. I mean, just the fact that you kept doing just about roughly 7 minutes for the matches that was on the card, with the exception of really your main event match. Tell me till you're blue in the face all you want about the commercials, but yeah, I'm glad that we're going back to the 2 hour format because I have a feeling that as far as the quality of matches goes and everything, the timing, pacing, and all that good stuff, that's gonna go up significantly. But pretty much that's about it for Raw for tonight. Let's see what you guys had to say via YouTube, youtube.com/the RCWR show. Click on the post section. Let's see how you guys have voted. So I'm seeing right now 20% of you voted for a below average show, while we have a tie at 40%. Half of you felt it was an awesome show. Other half of you felt it was a average show. Appreciate you guys that voted via YouTube. Let's see how things are looking over on X, formerly known as Twitter, at the RCWR show. What the hell is going on? The past couple of weeks, I've been getting more followers, and it turns out some of those followers are porn accounts, like porn models. What the hell is going on here, man? Damn. Shout out to the real people that's following me on X, by the way. I do see you guys. But like every time I turn around, it's like weird, very weird. 100% of the votes coming in via X right now. Awesome show. Yeah, I'm with my guys on YouTube for this one. I'm with the I'm honestly leaning more towards below average. So shout out to those that's voting in that direction. I'm leaning more towards that. If you did not vote, make sure you let your voices be heard. You can even leave a comment and everything. I'll follow up on the next show. Now I know we're gonna have the NXT debut on the CW in less than 24 hours, basically, or less than 20 hours. That should be a fun show. Will I be live afterwards? I don't know. I think what I'll do, maybe we'll poll you guys. I don't know. Maybe we'll put out a poll. If you guys want me to do a live NXT, I mean, we could do that. We could definitely do that. I could come on for a little bit, just talk nothing but NXT. Then maybe we could roll out. We could definitely do that. Or we could do NXT, and so let me see. NXT goes off at what? 10 o'clock? I might be willing to. Yeah, I'll put a poll up and we'll see how you guys are gonna vote. But I'd be willing to do it. Come on for about an hour. Maybe in that same hour, we could preview and offer predictions for Bad Blood. Knock out two birds with one stone. I'd be down with that. So when you see that poll go live and I'll have it go live. Um, hmm, how are we gonna do this? I'll have it go live exclusively on YouTube. So make sure you guys vote that way. I'll have it up on YouTube. Just go vote that way. By the way, appreciate you guys that checked out all the episodes of the Mr. McMahon reviews that I've done. There's 6 episodes that's now in the books. Right now, it's exclusive to YouTube. It's got its own playlist. So make sure you go out of your way if you haven't already and check it out. I had a lot of fun reviewing those. I'm looking forward to sitting down and putting all of that in just one volume. For me, the fun part is really going to be figuring out where I want for the commercials to be, little sweepers and all that. I'm going to break it down in a really cool way where everything feels very natural and at the same time almost like you're listening to one continuous episode, but you're kind of really not, as I'll make sure that there's some good pauses in there when okay, and this ends the episode 1 review. I'll make sure I do like little stuff like that to help you guys out and everything. Meanwhile, moving on to some other pieces of news, as some of you guys had saw from tonight, baseball legend Pete Rose passed away at the age of 83. It was nice of WWE to acknowledge him and his respected contributions for the few times that he collaborated with WWE and everything. TMZ was one of the first media outlets to report that the all-time MLB hit leader passed away at his home in Las Vegas. His agent officially confirmed it. Rose, known as Charlie Hustle during his time in the major leagues, had an active career as a player that ran from 1963 to 1986. He racked up over 4,000 hits over his career, had 17 All-Star game appearances, and won 3 World Series. He had most of that success with the Cincinnati Reds, where he played from 63 through 78 and again from 1984 through 86. He spent 4 years with the Philadelphia Phillies on a short one with the Montreal Expos in 1984. And he was also a manager for the Reds from 84 until 89, until he permanently was banned from the MLB over accusations that he gambled on baseball games while he played and managed for the Reds. I mean, this was everywhere back in the day. For younger listeners that really need to have those gaps filled, this was a huge deal when it all went down. I know we're in this day and age now where FanDuel and what's the other one that's running around? DraftKings. Dun, 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 dun. And, you got all these motherfuckers that's running around, bet responsibly, but yeah, take a +3, blah, 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 all this other crap. It's funny. It really is, because we had the government and all these other people back in the day. No, no, illegal, gambling illegal. And now it's just, well, we got to make tax dollars somehow. Let's go ahead and let these companies, DC, for example, Washington, DC, they just approved DraftKings. So now DraftKings got reach out here, and everybody, sports betting bars, all that. Now they're just going crazy and everything over it. But it was a big deal when Pete Rose got busted, and he was banned for life, even for baseball Hall of Fame consideration. He was banned for life. And as time went on, society moved on, and then we start seeing all this stuff that was happening with gambling and everything. There was a outcry of support for Pete Rose, and everybody going, yo, like, all things considered, go ahead, take the lift off. Let's get him into the Baseball Hall of Fame already. Let's fucking go there. But MLB was like, yeah, no, not happening. Not happening. And you know what? I'm like this. If they ever do decide now going forward, now that he's deceased and may he rest in peace, if the MLB does decide they want to put him in posthumously, I hope his family sticks it right up their ass and go, no, 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 no. You should have given him his flowers when he was alive. No, now you want to try to after the fact, like, basically out of pity, out of guilt or whatever. Like, no, 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 fuck off. That should be their message to them. Now, he was the first ever inductee into the celebrity wing of the WWE, and this goes back as far as 2004. So that was kind of cool, and he made other appearances over the years there with the WWE. All the stuff with Kane, all the stuff with Kane. I still remember when he was talking mad trash. Kane came out there, bitched him out, bitched him out good. So some fun memories there in regards to Pete Rose. As a baseball fan back then, um, I understood why he was banned and all of that, but then in the later years, I would say definitely in the 2010s, my whole thing was, okay, look, the guy's been punished long enough. Let's go ahead, put him in. All he was doing was, gambling on games. Like, I mean, come on. He wasn't shooting people up the ass with steroids, as far as we know. Like, come on already. Like, let's let bygones be bygones. Kiss and make up already. But the MLB continuing to be hell-bent. Now, look here. I appreciated WWE giving that acknowledgement to the passing of Pete Rose. But, man, we lost another sports icon, like, in the same day. And that just really broke my heart that WWE did not acknowledge this man's passing. I don't care if he didn't do anything for the WWE. You know, um, just the fact that this man was a great ambassador, just the humanitarian work that he did alone. And so much so that it had caught the attention of George Bush, and George Bush was like, "Yo, this is a real American right here. Very proud that we can, and proudly, can call you an American citizen for like all the great humanitarian work that you're doing. Like, keep up the good work and everything." It's like highlight of his whole career for and of course, I'm talking about Dikembe Mutombo, who passed away sadly at the age of 58 after battling for almost 2 years. Because when he first made the announcement, it was October of 2022. After making the announcement, 2 years ago, that he had been diagnosed with a brain tumor, and he was getting treatments and trying to do everything he could to fight it and everything. And if you're a basketball fan like me and you stay watching inside the NBA on TNT, you know that Ernie Johnson and the crew, because they pretty much, once they got word what was going on. So I remember that episode vividly, the segment and everything. Because Chuck and all of them were like, "Hey, we're thinking about you, Dikembe. Nothing but thoughts. We're sending you prayers and strength, brother. Hang in there." And I just remember like, whoa. And I remember telling my wife about it, and and we were just kind of, ooh, well, hopefully, he'll be all right and everything. But he died surrounded by his family, so that's a good thing here and everything. But seeing what was going on with the mentioning of Pete Rose, but not mentioning Dikembe Mutombo, I just felt that was just really bad. I just felt that was really bad. They could have mentioned it within the same breath. They really could have mentioned it within the same breath, and they should have mentioned it in the same breath. Don't just go with one because, oh, this had got us some attention. It just comes off so cheap. You feel where I'm coming from? It comes off really, really cheap. I would have loved it had Joe Tessitore a segment or two later. Hey folks, I know we just mentioned a little bit earlier about one legend that we lost, but we'd be remiss if we did not mention this next legend who also passed this week, unfortunately, and that is Dikembe Mutombo. Like, come on, Dikembe Mutombo. He played in the NBA for 18 years, okay? 18 years. Regarded as one of the best shot blockers and defensive players of all time. Back in the day, I used to love watching me some Dikembe Mutombo. That big, tall, 7'2", 7'3", African man, and he played for a brief time. He played out here in Washington, D.C. for my Georgetown Hoyas, going back to the early 90s. Right. So we had him for a brief moment, fourth overall pick in the NFL draft. Um, he played for 6 different teams. Um, Philadelphia 76ers, New Jersey Nets, Atlanta Hawks. He had his jersey retired from a couple of those organizations once he was over and done with and everything. Defensive player of the year 4 times. And then you look at for those awards, he's tied with Rudy Gobert, Ben Wallace. I mean, just the list is just on and on and on. It's like, how do you not mention this man? How do you not mention this man? And then he has like the second place record for all-time leaders in block shots. How do you not mention Dikembe Mutombo? I shook my head and on that, and I was just, I won't say I was disgusted, but I was disappointed. I was disappointed. So, but hey, we're giving him, the important thing is we're giving him his flowers on here. I highly would encourage anybody that does not know about the great work that Dikembe Mutombo did as a humanitarian. Really go out of your way and look it up. Probably the only negative thing that you will find about Dikembe Mutombo, there was some Las Vegas owner. I don't know if it was of a casino or whatever, but he got taken to court over something. There's some allegation or whatnot, and there was a stripper that had testified. And she basically said that her and another girl or two, they ended up. I can't believe I'm saying this, but they ended up giving head to Dikembe Mutombo and somebody else. Now as far as whether or not that was true and all that other stuff, like like we don't know. Like nothing ever materialized from that. It's just hearsay. I'm just picturing Dikembe Mutombo though. He's just going, no, 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 not yet. While oh god. But look up the humanitarian work. Seriously. Seriously. I know for where he was born, from where he was born, for example, he had tried to raise the necessary money to build a state-of-the-art hospital. And he was trying to get donor help for it left and right. Basically, he was trying to raise just about, oh God, how much was he trying to raise? I think he was trying to raise $30 million. And when he started things up, he invested a little over $3 million of his own money. And for whatever respected reason, when it came time to secure those donors, there was like a collapse. And then on top of that, he was having problem with the property that was purchased. Because he thought that, okay, I got the land and we're in the clear. But he had to go through some additional red tape. And so he was occupied for many, many years with that. But eventually, I think the way the story goes, I think eventually he pretty much used a good bulk of his own personal money to have that hospital be built. And that hospital finally was built, and he named that hospital in his mother's name. Always a champion for children, especially those that have a disability, especially when it comes to sporting events for youths that are disabled. He was always lending his name, his likeliness, his voice wherever he was needed. He was always there. A lot of stuff that he did. A lot of stuff that he did. Here's a brother when it's all said and done. Here's a brother, here's a man, here's an awesome human being that did his very best to pay it forward. And he did all of that and then some. He actually left this world in a somewhat better place than how he found it when he was coming along in this crazy thing called life. Here this man is. He could have easily sat with all his millions and just been like, so fucked up. What's going on? Oh, well, not me. And count his money and live life to the fullest. He paid it forward. He paid it forward. So definitely he'll be missed. Definitely. Shout out to Dragunov. They had revealed during Raw's broadcast that apparently while at a WWE live event, Dragunov tore his ACL. As a result of that, he is going to be out for, get this, 6 to 9 months. Talk about bad timing. Bad timing. So I was liking seeing Dragunov mix it up there with the Judgment Day and everything, and now it's kind of one of those. Well, look, maybe it's a blessing in disguise, all things considered. Especially with Raw getting ready to go to 2 hours and everything, you can make an argument that well, it's a little bit kind of overcluttered right now. Maybe this is actually kind of a good thing and everything for now. Only time is going to tell, but definitely want to wish him a speedy recovery. So, was shocked when I heard that. Love watching him in the ring and everything. So, I got to admit, when I saw him get drafted to Raw, as far as what, breakout stars should be a really good big year, big breakout year. Dragunov was one of those people that I was eyeing. Oh yeah, you know what? In regards to Raw, by the way, we didn't talk about Jay Uso there. Jay Uso was actually with his son to open up Monday Night Raw now that he's the new Intercontinental Champion. The little fine attention to detail. I mentioned this and have mentioned this on the show for many, many years now, which is that fine attention to detail. I love it. Think about this. Raw ends with Jey Uso winning the Intercontinental Championship, and that's the last burning image that you get. And then when you go into tonight's Raw, by the way, Joe Tessitore is continuing to kill it. He's getting better and better each week on commentary. First thing that opens up Monday Night Raw is Jey Uso. And he's giving dabs to the fans and everything. And then there's this one particular kid who he's just giving a lot of dab to and everything. And it turns out that was his son. And I'm going, oh, hey, that's cool. That's what's up. All right. I love seeing Jey Uso. Look, the promo, nothing really there, but look, you felt it. You felt the moment that he was in. You could tell that he was still riding that high off of what all had transpired last week. Seeing Big Bronson Reed come out there. I said Big Bronson Reed. Man, I got my guys mixed up. No, Braun Breaker, forgive me. I don't know why. Sometimes I get the B's mixed up with those guys. I don't know why it is. But Braun Breaker comes out and he told him straight up, man to man, hey, look, I'm I'm not gonna spear you. I'm not gonna jump on you or anything. Like I just pretty much game recognizes game. And it was pretty much a case where Breaker's going, you got the juice now. I was like, oh, okay, nice. But then the whole question that we asked from last week. So what exactly is next for Breaker? We kind of got our answer to that because later on in the night, I'm trying to think, it was actually right after Breaker talked to no, it was right after Gunther got done with his segment with Sami Zayn. Backstage, him and Ludwig Kaiser are talking. Breaker pops up and he is just eyeballing the hell out of the championship. And it pretty much was a case of, so that's how it looks. It looks pretty cool. I'll be coming for that. That pretty much was the case. Gunther, yeah, look at you. You do have balls. Of course, he didn't say balls, but I mean, that pretty much was it in a nutshell, basically, right? Braun Breaker, Gunther. Oh, forget about it, man. That's going to be a goddamn slobber knocker. That's going to be one physical, intense matchup. I'm looking forward to that. Powerhouse Hobbs reportedly, because remember earlier in the year, he had suffered an injury. And the timing of that really had sucked because it seemed like AEW was trying to back the big guy again. But he's been out all this time. Reports are allegedly, let's use that word now, allegedly, and you'll understand why in a little bit. But allegedly, he is cleared to wrestle. So should be interesting to see what happens with Powerhouse Hobbs in the next couple of weeks. Now, I said what I said there because of Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa has shot down reports that's floating around alleging that she is finally cleared to wrestle. Remember, last we were talking about here on the show, was report that she was dealing with some form of a concussion. And one thing that I appreciate about Thunder Rosa gives it to you right between the eyes. She does her best to keep fans in the loop about any and everything, all things Thunder Rosa. And she can reach so many more people now that she is part of the whole Busted Open cast and everything. But she pretty much said, and to my knowledge, I do not recall ever saying she's cleared. I don't ever recall mentioning a report about her allegedly being cleared to return. I think the last time we brought up Thunder Rosa, I'm very positive we mentioned, hey, she's dealing with a concussion. And when we did bring up Thunder Rosa, we cited her words, nobody else's, no dirt sheets or anything like that. We cited her words because these days she's doing a fantastic job and utilizing social media and all of that to uh, be connected with her fan base and everything. So Thunder Rosa shooting down the reports about what's going on, and more power to her for doing that, because I know in part what she had said was, hey, look, don't assume. If you want to know what's going on with me, you know ask me, come to me directly. And so I'm just curious how all of that, how I'm curious how all of that had got started. I mean, really. I mean, she pretty much said, though, she's not cleared and she will announce when she is clear. A little bit more that she had said, stop lying about my health. The rest we just read, she goes on to say, I reserve the right to divulge my medical status. If you need information, ask me directly or my team. And I'll definitely take her up on that. I'm actually social media buddies with Thunder Rosa. So, this isn't a case where Thunder Rosa is only gonna, give time to, people with massive followings or, little bullshit like that. If you come correct, you're always on point. You know, straight and narrow. You're always neutral in your reporting and all that. She's always struck me as somebody that, okay, I recognize what you're doing. I appreciate that. That's what's up. So I don't know how that got started. I wish I knew who started it. But I hate shit like that. I sincerely hate shit like that. Also, there is somewhat of an update on AEW's Malachi Black. Allegedly, his contract is going to be coming up for expiration next year, sometime in early 2025. And of course, you got to put two and two together and go, well, his wife, Zelina Vega, is over in WWE. Is it even possible that Malachi Black could be going down the road there back to WWE? You would just like to believe it's a no-brainer, right? A couple that works best together is a couple that will continue to do everything in their power to stay together. And if part of that means, hey, we got to make sure that as far as our travel itinerary goes, we're pretty much matching up, right? But then here's the thing that you also got to be thinking about: the way his AEW contract is set up. Is it remotely possible that Tony Khan has a option to tack on an additional year? You know, Only time will tell. But kind of have that going on in the back of you all's mind there. Also, there is one report I want to get into here on the show. When I had heard about this over the weekend, I couldn't help but go, holy shit, when I saw this. And let me see if I can find it. This has to do with a wrestling promotion. And let me see if I can find this bad boy for you girls. Let's see here. Maybe this is it. So I was looking this up and I said, wow, this is pretty. Yeah, I found it. I found it for you guys. Did you all hear about the Black Girls Wrestle promotion? All right. So for those of you that don't know anything about this respected promotion, they've been at it for a handful of years now. And they are based out in Daytona Beach, Florida. Now, the owner, who goes by the name of Brian Detrell Tanner, he's the owner of Black Girls Wrestling. Get this, y'all. This dude sold tickets for a show that was supposed to go down on September 28th. Had the wrestlers booked, and then he ghosted everyone. The wrestlers, the fans. So just imagine this. The fans and the wrestlers that were the wrestlers that were booked for this show, and the fans that paid their money, they're showing up, all that stuff, right? And even the fans that show up and they're trying to, pay at the gate and all that to gain entry and all that. They all find out upon arriving, there is no show tonight. Thinking of one of my favorite scenes, Miss Thing, there is no guest list tonight. I'm thinking about that. So this guy ghosted everybody. You had a few wrestlers for this promotion. I think one of the girls was a champion, current champion, whatever. And she's like, yeah, I find out, like, I'm chilling over the weekend. I'm trying to confirm, the dates and everything, because I said I would do the show. I thought it was kind of weird because I had agreed to do this like months in advance and everything. And one of my girlfriends, hey, are you blocked from IG? Because I can't see shit. I think I'm blocked. And so, like, whole bunch of the wrestlers were congregating and like, yeah, it looks like I'm blocked. Yeah, I'm blocked too. Like, I'm blocked too. What the hell's going on? I'm blocked too. What the fuck? So they're all trying to figure out what's going on. So he ended up blocking the talent that was booked. And again, wrestlers and fans showed up to the event, no show. That sounds like think Extreme Reunion Steve O'Neill. This is it all over again. But wait, this is much worse because this story gets even, it goes further down the hole. Apparently, this guy was arrested on September 19th and charged for withhold support, non support of children or spouse. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I did my best to look this up, this terminology. I did my best to look it up online. I could not figure out for the love of me what the hell terminology this was related to. I'm trying to use common sense here and go, this kind of sounds like this has something to do with maybe child support, not really, something financially, maybe not living up to your responsibilities as a parent. This is kind of what it sounds like to me. The last thing that I did not do was see if Siri might be able to shed some light. Hey, Siri, what does withhold support, non support of children or spouse mean?
Okay, I found this on the web for what does withhold support non-support of children or spouse mean. Check it out.
So we got something like processing an income withholding order or notice, Family Code Chapter 154, child support, Texas status, frequently asked questions about child support services. So that's where I'm at right now. So there's a couple of I'm thinking about what's his face? Oh my god. Doom 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 when you need to sue Stephen P. New. I'm thinking maybe I'll send him an email or shoot him a tweet and see if he can define this terminology more for us as a wrestling community to really understand what's going on here with this. But obviously, it doesn't sound good. Wait, wait. It gets even worse. Apparently, he was once charged with sexual assault by a person 24 or older. So in this case, he was 24 or older at the time of this sexual assault, apparently on a 16 or 17-year-old. And he is a registered sex offender. You got to see the guy's mugshot too, by the way. I mean, it screams whoever the guy is that's from Ringside News, the guy that owns that whole thing, Steve Courier, I think it is. He's got that Steve Courier one-eye bandit kind of, vibe. He looked like he looked like he's off a keg or two. My guys. Wow is all I have to say to all of this shit that's going on. We were here in real time experiencing all the stuff that went down with the Extreme Reunion promotion and just how Steve O'Neill dick the hell out of the wrestlers, out of the fans, I mean, just pretty much taking the money and run and just disappear basically. And what this guy is doing, uh just disgusting. Just disgusting. The fact that this guy did not have the common courtesy to reach out to whoever his second in command is, his team and all that, and basically go, okay, look, we're not going to be able to do this show. All the talents, we need to make sure that everybody gets their money back. Try to cover them on travel. Like, we will do a show, just not right now. It's going to be at a much later date. Like, just the fact that none of that had transpired. That just shows you how much of a scumbag this guy is. And then that just it's beyond fucked up. I personally feel it's beyond fucked up. And apparently, and shout out to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, because he's the one that had found out a lot of this stuff, and was sharing it here. Look, speaking as a person, look, we all, God, where do I even begin with this? Because I'm just flabbergasted over this. We're all not perfect. Lord knows we all are not perfect. But I tell you what, man, one thing that gets under my crawl is when you have a motherfucker that is doing some type of shit to a kid. I just want to, pull a John Walsh, and I just want to go Batman on their ass, seriously. And this is coming from somebody who, I mean, true story. I'll share a weird story with you guys. I remember when I was growing up in Chicago, and I won't be long-winded with this. Links back to what we're talking about right now. I remember when I was growing up in Chicago, um, somewhere around 7, 8, or 9. I used to always frequent the Boys and Girls Club because a lot of times my mom would work long hours. And back then she had worked at the Sears store, and she was a cashier, and she would also, spend a lot of her time in the clothing department, touching up the shelves, restocking. Something was off the hanger, she'd put it back up. Well, little bullshit like that. So a lot of times after I would get out from school, I'd go right to the Boys and Girls Club, and I'd stay there for a couple of hours until my mom would come pick me up, or sometimes it would be a a neighbor that would come by. If arrangements was already made, of course I was put in the loop, and I would know, hey, Mr. and Mrs. blah 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 from third floor, they're gonna come pick you up, and you'll stay with them, and then whatever. I remember there was this one time, me and some of the kids that were at the Boys and Girls Club, we had decided that we were gonna play a game of hide and go seek, and I had picked a really cool ass spot to go hide. So where I ended up hiding, when I think about it in retrospect, I really should not have been in that area whatsoever. Where I was in between the stairwell for this Boys and Girls Club, where you really aren't supposed to be in that area whatsoever. Like, there's no reason for you to hit that stairwell, because everything that you need access to, like, it's out in the open. Like, there's no reason to hit the stairwell. Well, I guess there was somebody that was paying pretty close attention to me, because the next thing I know, there was like this one kid. Again, I'm like 7, 8, 9ish. It's like this 15, maybe even 16-year-old teenage boy. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing down here?" I'm like, "Oh, just playing hide and seek with a couple of the kids." It's like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "Yeah, sorry." And I'm coming up the stairs. I'm getting ready to go past him so I could go back out and be out in the open, but try to go find a new place to hide. And he stops me. He goes, "Yeah, you're not going anywhere." I'm like, "What?" Like, "No, no, no, you're not going anywhere." Like, "But we're playing." It's like, "Hey, you ain't gotta worry about them." And God, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm kind of getting a little bit worked up. I hope I don't cry, because I don't mean to cry. But the motherfucker told me to get down on my knees, and I said no. And he punched me in the stomach, and he told me to get down on my knees, and he proceeded to unzip his fly. It stopped right there, thank God, because the next thing I know, somebody that it was an adult that worked at the Boys and Girls Club, like, hey, what the hell's going on here? And that teenage boy, he was like, oh, nothing. And he's like, Lee, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. We're just playing. He's like, are you sure? Like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Well, I tell you what, that Boys and Girls Club, volunteer, employee, whatever you want to call it, he made sure he got me alone. And me and him, we had a really good rapport with one another. And he told me straight up, he said, Lee's like, look, like, that didn't look right. He's like, what? You can tell me, like, he's not going to bother you anymore. I promise you. Like, what happened? So I told him what happened. He was like, I promise you'll never see that motherfucker here again. It's like, okay. He's like, no. Like, seriously, I promise you, you'll never see that boy again. Like, okay. True to his word, that boy never showed up again. To the point, this will give you guys something to really think about. I remember the mother of that boy in question came to that Boys and Girls Club several days later looking for her son because she had not seen him for a whole week. I'll let you guys put two and two together. So, I don't know if I would take it to those extremes. I know I would fuck a motherfucker up. I know that for sure. But I don't know if I would take it to those extremes. So, piece of shit in my book that does shit to a kid, not cool. We got a motherfucker that made the news headlines over here last week, as a matter of fact. There's like a 14-year-old boy that's wanted by police. He was at a grocery store or someplace public, and he caught himself trying to mess around with some girl. She was like, it was a little girl, like 5 or 6. He basically pitched her on her rear end and hauled ass. Police are still looking for the motherfucker. Some crazy, wild, sick fucking shit when it's all said and done, man. Like, no, there's, for me in my book, special place of hell. Special place in hell for motherfuckers like that. This motherfucker, I think this guy's days are over. Now that this information is out there and everything, I just don't see how anybody in good faith, in good conscience, will continue to do business with this guy, especially if these wrestlers, they're trying to hone their craft, they're trying to get better at what they do and everything. The last thing you want to do is have that type of stigma, that type of funk, and all of that around you. You don't want your name to be surrounded in that kind of controversy. There's good controversy and there's bad controversy. This is bad controversy. Um, yeah, not cool. But I hope that everything gets up and up on the rebound for the wrestlers, particularly. Hopefully, there'll be that silver lining and everything. Oh, cool. I'm seeing a post of Dikembe on Dikembe Mutombo from Barack Obama. Sums it up very perfectly. Dikembe Mutombo was an incredible basketball player, one of the best shot blockers and defensive players of all time. But he also inspired a generation of young people across Africa, and his work as the NBA's first global ambassador changed the way athletes think about their impact off the court. Michelle and I are thinking of Dikembe's family and everyone who knew and loved him. Very good words from former President Barack Obama. See, one last thing that I want to get into here on the show with you guys tonight. That was a true story, what I told you guys, by the way. Don't think for 1 second. That is a very true story. Yeah, Chicago didn't play around. Chicago don't play around, man. Chicago does not play around. There's a DVD I want to give you guys a heads up about because we had reference Andre the Giant a little bit when we were talking about the Mr. McMahon docu-series. Well, for you DVD collectors out there, you wrestling historians, you wrestling buffs, this will put a big old smile on your face. Brand new, hot off the presses, a Andre the Giant Colossal Classics that is available for DVD and for digital platforms. So check this out. For those of you that's interested in streaming it, you can stream it as of right now on the website classicwrestling.net. And the synopsis for this reads as follows. He is the eighth wonder of the world and the largest box office attraction of his day, literally and figuratively. From his marquee main event matches to legendary drinking stories, Andre the Giant did everything. We've compiled some of the rarest and most historic Andre matches still available on video today to present to you Andre's truly unique in-ring experiences as he traveled from territory to territory. From battle royales to handicap matches to the legends he towered over, we capture the essence of Andre and the prime of his career as the most famous wrestler in the world. Check this out. My God, I'm going to go through this as quickly as possible. If you need to pause when you're watching this for on demand or listening to the audio, do that. 2-ring battle royale featuring Andre, Bobo Brazil, Dominic DeNucci, Chris Colt, Kurt Van Hess, Chris Taylor, and many more. World title match, Nick Bockwinkel with Bobby the Brain Heenan defends against Andre the Giant. Battle Royale featuring Andre, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Don Morocco, Bad News Allen, Samu, Tatsumo Fujinami, Matt Bourne, Doug Summers, Tiger Chung Lee, and more. Andre Angelo Mosca, Steve Collins versus Kevin Sullivan, Purple Haze, Mark Levin, and King Kong Bundy. Arm Wrestling Challenge, Andre versus Terry the Hulk Boulder, aka Hulk Hogan. Andre, Jerry Lawler, and Stagger Lee, aka Coco Beware, versus Bobby Eaton, Pork Chop Cash, Dream Machine, and Jimmy Hart. Texas Death Match, Andre versus The Sheik. Andre versus Dr. X. Andre and Dr. X versus Nick Bockwinkel and Ray Stevens. Andre with Wilbur Snyder versus Baron Von Raskol with Bobby Heenan. Andre and Dick the Bruiser versus Ox Baker, all right now, and Killer Carl Krupp. Handicap match, Andre versus Larry the Axe Henning. Ooh, that's going to be a good one. And Paul Butcher Vachon. Ooh, it's a good one too. A couple of more matches. Andre versus Ox Baker. 2 out of 3 falls. Andre versus Stan the Man Stasiak. Damn, I'm liking this. I don't know about you guys. Some tight ass matches on here, man. Andre versus Wild Bill Irvin. Andre versus Big Bad John. Handicap match, Andre versus Angel Rivera and Dave Nevins. Plus, rare footage of Andre's 1991 appearances and Herb Abrams' UFW. An all-star panel of Hacksaw Jim Duggan, George the Animal Steel, Honky Tonk Man, Nick Bockwinkel, and Lee Thatcher share some of their favorite Andre stories and memories. Oh, that should be good. A special photo collage of Andre versus Jerry the King Lawler. The only surviving footage of an infamous match between Andre and Ronnie Garvin, and extremely rare interviews scarcely seen anywhere. This sounds like a really damn good collection to add to your wrestling library. So I definitely would highly encourage you, if you're like me and you still love the physical media, I would highly encourage you guys to go on ahead and check this out as soon as humanly possible. Now, I'm looking at the DVD purchases for you guys right now. I am on the I'm looking at the links here. Apparently, there's a Joe Dombrowski.com. Looks like you're able to buy the DVD from there. Let me see here. When you click on it, hang on. And I guess you can buy this. Okay, yeah, I see all that. Yep. Yeah, so when you go to that site, you can add it to your cart and you can buy it from there. Or if you want, you can go on eBay and you can buy it for, hang on, who's offering the best price? You know me, guys. I like to try to hook you guys up with the best price. So hang on here. So how much does the website want if you try to add it? Okay, so if you buy it from the website that I just mentioned, the Drombowski website, it's going to cost you $15. If you go through eBay, say, for example, you try to purchase it from the Prime Wrestling eBay seller who has a 97.2 positive rating, they're going to want $20 for it. And let me see if shipping, and keep in mind, shipping, you have to pay an additional $4 and change. Who are they trying to rip off here, man? Let's see what happens when we continue on here with the PayPal checkout, because I'm actually going to try to see if I can buy this online. I got to log into PayPal. Okay, so I'll do all that later. But obviously, the clear choice winner is you want to go through that Dromboski website. I'll make sure that in the episode description, for those of you that's interested and you want to buy it, order your DVD copy using the button below or purchase a digital slash video on demand copy via Pro Wrestling Library .com. So there's a couple of options that you got. So for those of you that don't want the physical media version, then you can go to the pro wrestling joint. Well, for those of you that want the physical copy, I'm getting the physical copy. I'm definitely getting it. And I tell you what, when I get that physical copy, I'll let you guys see a quick little video, showing you guys how it looks, in person. Because I know with some of these things, you kind of do have to be careful too at the same time, because you could be getting something that somebody just copied over a VH tape, transferred it using the legacy box, and then you got a nice little homemade paper scissor cutout cover art, whoopee fucking do, kind of shit like that. So, but from what I'm seeing here of this Andre the Giant DVD, I'm glad we're still talking about it. Approximate runtime is 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours for $15. I'm down. I don't know about you guys. I'm down. I'm definitely down. I'd be willing to do that. All right, so I'll keep you guys posted on that one, but that's the information for you guys. Let's do this. We're at the hour 45-minute mark, give or take. Let's stick a fork in it and call this episode DONE done. So look out for the polling that I'll have up throughout social media, picking you all's brain about NXT and sound off for me. That'll help me figure out, again, if you guys want, we'll do it. If you don't, then we'll figure something out. But I'm thinking we could talk about the CW season premiere of NXT. We could preview Bad Blood, even go through the matches. We could definitely do that. Let's see. I think we might be able to squeeze in some AEW talk. It just really depends. But yeah, we'll take it from there. Meantime, I definitely want to recognize some of our sponsors. Shout out to them, because without them, cool content like what you're checking out right now would not be made possible. Shout out to my guys, Axiom of Alchemy.com. Also, shout out to Top Tier Financial Group.com. Shout out to my friends over at Ancient Supplements Store. And then there's some new sponsors that we're working with right now that I love these guys. These guys are pretty cool. I'm happy that we're going to be working with them for the next couple of shows. Speaking of shows, I got to get caught up on uploading the audio shows for you guys. I think we're at this point, with this show included, we're 2 shows behind for our audio listeners. Shout out to our friends at delightfulfinds.com. That's DEELITEFULFINDS, delightfulfinds.com. Also, shout out to japas.com. That's JIPAS. Canaglobe.biz/sweet sensations. Again, canaglobe.biz/sweet sensations. And yeah, shout out to everybody that supports the show. Appreciate you guys as always. Shout out to you all. Most importantly, the subscribers, the listeners. Thank you guys so much. That's been continuing the rock. Check out the content. As always, appreciate what I do. Show love. Go over to the YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe. Hit the likes. Especially for like whatever episodes you're watching. Like if you're watching this right now, head on over to the YouTube. Hit the like. All that good stuff. Helps us out a great ton. All right. Get at your man all throughout social media. Use the keywords, the RCWR show. And until next go around, my pretty babies, wishing all of y'all to be safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. I'll see you guys next go around, y'all. Take care.